Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. I probably should put the cover on this water before I spill it. I've been doing some techniques that I saw somebody use yesterday, and then I've been doing it. I don't have National Geographic pages like she had, or the patience like she had. So, you know, I just ended up doing my own thing, you know, as I do. Basically what she was doing though is she had some National Geographic pages, which I don't know if I have any. I don't know where they are. Oh, let's try a book page. Let's see what happens with like this. It's a little thicker. And then that might be too busy. She put a stencil under it. I just had a bunch of stencils. Do you think that they are where I want them to be? No. Well, let's do, where'd it go? Roses. Let's do some rose stencils here. And see how that turns out. I do have a big one. I could use the big one, which would be cool too. So let's go ahead and do this one here. And then just take, she was using a block, which I did start out using that, and it was doing all right, and then I figured out the more fine one worked a little bit better. So, but hers was dark brown, so I thought maybe hers was not as fine, but I'm actually, you know, if you want to lose the picture in the, you know, not be able to actually see the picture in the back, then you want to use a finer, or use a combination. So you can kind of see that's roses. I don't know. I wasn't having the best luck. I don't know. I don't think she was doing like me. I think she was being very, I saw her doing more like this, like very precise, nice, straight. You know me, I don't have the patience for this stuff. Nice straight lines. Then you want to go both directions so you get. But then I'm sure you also need to go this direction. This is probably how she was doing it. But then I'm losing too much because I'm probably using too fine of a thing. So, you know, then I was like, let me try a stamp. Just put the stamp under there and sand. And I was having some decent luck with that. Of course, this is my first time trying book pages. I was using magazine pages before. Anything that is a little bit glossy, you know, it's going to pull off the ink really easily. And then, oh, the gal that inspired this is Bonnie. She's on Instagram. She is, hold on, Monoprinted. Monoprinted. So if you want to go check her out on Instagram, she doesn't post a lot. But she came up with this idea. I mean, it's not a new idea. I have found other people that have done it. But she organically came up with the idea when her grandson came home and had done, you know, the rubbing with the crayon. And, you know, she decided she wanted to take away the color, and then she was going to gel plate print it. I didn't have the best of luck with that either. I've already got a little texture on here, which is fine and good. In the neighborhood, we like texture. So, I don't know if I was just using too dark of a color or what, but I was not having the best of luck. But we're going to do this anyway. Just because. And I'm using transparent or semi-transparent paint. And then I'm just going to lay that on there. Real easy, quick and easy. So, you know, I encourage you to go and experiment and try things and see what happens. Like okay, look at this. I love the transfer that I get back on there. So now when I pick up again, I'm going to get that cool quilt. And now I know I might want to come back through with my things. But doing the gel plate did not work for me. It's not getting the details and whatnot. But I did find after the paint was on there And then I came through and did a little sanding. Let's find the not block one. See if that one does better. Where is it? Don't know. Let's see. What's this one? This one. Get the smaller piece. This is 220 is what I'm using right now. She had hers taped down too because, you know, that's smart. So I'm just going in circles right now and trying to get the, see when the paint's on there, it's more vibrant, and I still have underneath colors. If I do it really lightly, then I might get colors from the background of the magazine page or book page. And then what I started doing was coming back through. So I'm going to get this wet. I could go get my sprays over across the room, but I'm too lazy for that. So I just put a little water on my sponge and then grabbed one of my inks and just dabbed with my ink here. Get some ink on there. Wet ink. And anywhere where it's sanded will stay on easily, and where it's not, where the paint is, I can hopefully just wipe that off so I keep the red back there and then have the green showing in the front there. So that was a fun way. That was working nicely for me. In fact, I might go ahead and do this here. And then, you know, I've got some fun distress papers. And then, like, I could even take, well, we already have, actually, that might work kind of cool if I can get it at the same angle. So, this is on a stamp again. Oh, I did. I got it at a perfect angle. The deeper the stamp, the easier it is to do. Let's see. Like this one. This one's a little too smushy. I wasn't able to get a good one with that one. But like these ones are nice and hard. So actually the, you know, this, how firm, didn't want to use the word stiff, how firm the stamp is will have an effect on how well you can get your distress. And I have seen Kylie Koo do something like this. I don't know if I've seen, I'm sure people have done it with stamps too, but it was before my first time trying it with stamps. And then we'll just add a little ink to where the white is. So then I just started, you know, playing with different things. And to get more distress papers. Because, you know, we like our distress papers. Yes, we do. And then I just rubbed that, just try to get some of it off the paint. So now I've got some collage papers that I could either use this as a you know, a piece in a grungy journal, or I could, you know, cut it down and use it as a collage. It's not shiny book page anymore. It's now something totally different. And let's see. So these were magazine pages. They were thinner. Yeah, I tried to do, well, this one I just gel plate printed first, and then I took away. And of course I have a, my stencil has a dent in it, and so it ripped there, but it doesn't matter because it's collage paper. This one I tried the stencil, I tried wax, and then I also, like, I did a bunch of stuff. So by the time you're done, you can't even hardly tell what the underlayer was anymore. This is, you know, just the sanding through. I did try the beeswax too. That didn't work so great. And this one, yeah, I tried a couple different things, and then after it was painted, I came back and did, wherever you see the green, that's what I came back and sanded after it had already paint on it. And wherever you see the orange on this one is, and this one, I'd use white, and it obliterated like any sanding I did, because it just covered, it's not as transparent, I guess. You can see a little bit in here. Where I had it, but that only happened after I sanded it. Then it came off a little bit. So I don't know. I mean, I could just sand it maybe. Get some of the white off. The white paint to be able to show Of course, even just sanding it. Oh yeah, now you're starting to see where I had the stencil under there a little bit because I'm sanding off the white. Yeah, the white, even though it was this white, the white, it's not opaque, so it was not a good one. But some of it's coming through when I sand it, so that's cool. And then you get more grunge. We like grunge. Grunge is where it's at, man. So yeah, that was, so now we got layers upon layers of stuff. And the page I started with had like orange, a fairly orange background, which is why I used orange after I did after I sanded with the stamps. So that's a stamp, that's the nested circle stamp, and that's the gears. So these ones were PM Artist Studio, and these were Tim Holtz. I know I have more somewhere. And then I was trying with some of my gel plate prints. It wasn't coming through as well, and that I stamped on top. But you know, I did, and it's not as glossy, so when I come back with the inks, it changes everything. But I didn't love this page. But now, like this piece here, I don't, you know, I'll actually probably use that more. So let's try again. Ooh, let's try. Ooh, oh, Craft Village. Oh, did I do something on that page? Yes, I did. There's this page too. So this one, I think, let's see, what did I do with this one? Oh, I did the sanding and then did the color, I think, is what happened on this one. But you can't really tell what the original picture was on there. And so now you have some nice thin paper to use in collage. And you can do more to it, you know, like we're doing. Like where there's not anything, I could come through and just do some sanding, you know, or leave it that dark color. And then I could go through, and the original picture had like this, let's see, I would say it's closest probably to the Victorian Velvet. So then I could come back in with some Victorian Velvet, the color that, you know, was started with, and get that wet a little bit. Maybe it was a little too wet. And just come in where I've sanded it and bring that color back around. And that's, you know, that's pretty with the blue. Squeak, squeak, squeak. And even where I'd sanded it before, where the paint didn't hit it, I could just bring in some more of the violet. I don't know what happened down there. And we got some crazing over here. So yeah, that's... But yeah, using magazines, even though I didn't have the National Geographic, she seemed to have a lot of luck with the National Geographic. I think they're thicker than... This is like one of the fashion magazines is what this is. Alright, so we're working on this one though, right? I wanted to see if I could do something. If you don't like the sound, I apologize. If other people are doing this sound, I don't care for it either. So, you know, if the closed captions are on, then you can turn down the volume and just read the words that I say, I guess. But you get this subtle... See, I love that there's that subtleness of that in the background. See, I'll use that piece now. I mean, I probably use this in pieces, but I wouldn't use it as a whole page. Let's see, what else? What else could we use? Where's the... I just had them. I'm just going to try... Didn't have as much luck with that stencil. Like, the real detailed stencils are a little bit harder. If I use this, the letters are going to be backwards, and that will annoy me. Oh, all my... Whoops. Yep, I just lost something down in the abyss. Oh, here's some circles that I can't really use as a stamp very well because I used paint on it. But, you know, I haven't been willing to get rid of it. Sandpaper is a great way to distress things and get that grungy feel. Because maybe you don't want, you know, I mean, I could still do stamps on top. Actually, I want to see what that would look like. Like, even if I'm using the same stamp. Oops. Got a little heavy-handed there and have some holes now. So I've got that distressed away, and maybe I come back in with, I want to say red. I don't know why. Let's try barn red. And this is also going to be distressed because it's going to pick up where there's not paint more than where there is paint. And then I'm just going to come in just beside it, maybe even. See how it does. So there we go. We have like it's where it's taken away and where it's added in, and that gives it kind of a cool effect. So let's see. Let's try that with the circles. See, now I'm just going back and forth. It seems to be doing okay. And you don't have to get the full-on circles. You can just have it like that. And since I have layers of paint on here, I'm just getting different layers of paint under there. And then, do I want red? I don't think I want red. What do I want? Try persimmon, because there is some orange under there. And I'm not hitting it all perfectly. So just kind of offset that and see how it looks once it dries. And then I could even come through and sand it a little bit more. Like, I think that's dry now. So if you have like some background stamps and they're just a little bit darker than you might want, maybe you wanted them and you don't want to use gesso, use sandpaper. There you go. Yeah, sandpaper is the way to de-stress. Distress. De-stress by distressing. Like, even if I just do nothing underneath. And see, now it's different. It's just a little bit, it's different enough. But yeah, there's a lot of layers of paint here. So sandpaper on this is like an excellent way to go. I love my little pigs. I think they'd be cute with that as a back. I don't know. Is this dry? Kinda. And that fades it down. So now it's like it was stamped a long time ago and faded over time. So, you know, that's kind of a cool, I like that. The taking away and bringing it in with the overlapping. That's kind of cool. What else? Oh, and I was trying the wax. I have a crayon somewhere, but I don't know where it is. It was not working quite as great either, but let's try with the, oops, see, then I moved stuff, so that's done. I was trying it with the gel plate. I was not having a lot of luck. So I just need just enough for that little center bit. Let's do just enough right there. Oh, you can tell where it is because the stamp still had. But no, but the wax is not working as well as I would like it to. But I do like the glaze that happened over this when I, because, I don't know, it was just really stark with all the different colors. But also I like all the different colors, so I don't know. This is what happens when you just add paint to stuff. That might have been when I was doing the, well, you see, that's another thing you could potentially do. Let me grab the paintbrush that I want. Be right back. Of course, I can't find the paintbrush that I usually use for this, but this one should work too. Just a wide paintbrush that is got, you know, this kind of a thing, because we're just kind of, you don't have to do it on the gel plate. You can just do it right on the paper. Is there even, I usually use it with brown to give it a whatchamacallit effect. A wood effect. That's why you saw brown on the other ones. Not sure why, there we go. And you don't want to put it in the middle of the plate like I just did, but it worked out okay. So then you just get your streakiness, and say you have this really bright paper that's just too bright, you can tone it down and distress it with just your lines there. Doesn't have to stay down long. And then also we got some of that nice stuff that was on the plate to also make it. Oh, that made it worse. Oh my goodness. Oh. Let's see. It's just that the light color now makes this color like even brighter. So let's go this way this time. If there's any left. I did find my big bottle of this is buttermilk. No, this is not buttermilk. It is buttermilk, but it's top-notch buttermilk. So it's matte, I think. I don't know if they're all matte or what. I'm gonna go this way this time. Well, we'll just do it as far as we can get it, and then. So I'm going to go that way, and I'm going to do this way. And then I might even just go ahead and do like a... Alright, that helped some. I mean, the bright paper is not a bad thing, but it is bright. Let's take our Van Dyke Brown and do a wash over it and see how that does. I'm also going to do it like this. Oh, I did have some brown here. See, look at this. It's kind of mixing with the... That's not going to be a wash, and also it's not going to look anywhere near good on that paper. Let's just stick it on that one for now. The white is kind of messed it up a little bit. Can't tell what happened there, but, well, other than covered up some of my sanding. And have more lines going through there now. Alright, what did I just had a big bottle of Van Dyke Brown, and, it's just disappeared. Here it is. Oh my goodness. Let's take the roller, not that roller. Well, I guess it's going to be that. There we go. I kind of roller here. Maybe the raw umber would have been better. Maybe even a lighter. I don't know. This is not the ideal to use. This is a little better. Oh, there you go. I just took a lot off, which might be a good thing. Alright, I'm going to put this on again, see what happens. And the back won't matter if I end up using it for collage. Now we have an idea of what... I like pink and brown. This is a weird pink, though. I'm pretty sure this is a set that I bought. Probably the main reason I bought that set is because it had navy blue, which really was more... There was one that might have been navy blue. The rest was more purple. But... Alright. But I'm more likely to use that now. That pink is totally toned down. And, yeah. That's definitely... And it's... So now let's play with this one, see what happens. Ooh, well now I'm curious to see what would happen if I just did it on the plain part over here. Let's try it. Oh, this is what I was looking for before. Let's try one of these. Sandpaper? Sandpaper. Of course, my sandpaper is getting a little dirty. Now, if it was solid, it would show, you know, be more apparent that I'm getting a little bit of pattern there. Alright, I wanted to see what would happen if I did this on just the, well, suppose if I've got paint in my sandpaper, it might do something. But, nope. I had a feeling this paper is pink all the way through, so nothing other than, you know, it's a lot thinner and weaker now. Oh yeah, that was another thing. I didn't want to use lotion to get the Mamagami paper, but like as much as I was crumpling it up, I was having a hard time with the let's do this one. All right. So I'm gonna do like you do with the Mommy, stressing it by crinkling it up and making it soft and fabric-like. Gonna do that a few times. Hopefully not right in front. Well, the microphone's over there, so hopefully we're good. So I just open it back up. But see, as many times as I was doing this, it was still not doing what I wanted. So what I did is I came back through. And I just kind of, with the sandpaper, lightly, and that just kind of gets the finish, whatever, you know, like if there's like some sizing or whatever on the paper. So now this side is a lot softer than this side. It feels totally different. So just lightly sanding it. So if you want to do Mamagami, because you don't have to use the lotion, I have seen that, but I haven't really looked up what to do if you don't use the lotion. Because if you've seen Gail do it, she uses the lotion. It's tons of fun. She loves it, but she said you can't really write on it after that. But you know, you could use it in collage and still have fun using it in places. But yeah, sanding it just lightly seems to make all the difference. So like this is the sanded side and this is the unsanded side, and I can even flatten it out more. So just slightly sand away. I don't know if there's sizing on it or there's something on paper. Probably so that the print will stick to it or something. I don't know. And if you want it really distressed, use your dirty it just sounds different now, doesn't it? And I can scrunch it up so much smaller. Yeah, I told Gail when she was doing the Mamagami, I'm like, once my thumb's better, I need to do that because it seems like it would be good physical therapy for strengthening my thumb. So yeah, just that lightly sanding it made all the difference. Then you can just take this on your plate and you can get some fun texture with it too. And then you can add some color to this while getting some fun texture on your plate for something else. So I'll do that real quick because I can. I always get this paint seems to go a lot farther than some of the other ones. I always end up getting too much, or quite a lot anyway. Alright. Let's crumple it up good so we can get some nice good stuff on there. Just do the whole thing and then I'll let that dry and I'll pick it up with another color. And then we have fun stuff on this too. Crumple your paper, people. Crumple your paper. I know, I should wait for that to dry. But I'm not gonna, because if it moves around in there, even better. Get a little bit of lighter version of it or something. Let's do. Now I can choose which side I want, or if I use it as a page in a journal, it's got, you know, more to it. Although that bunny's upside down. But that's alright. Oh yeah, that's something. Let me see. Let's try this one. If I don't have, I would like to use, sorry, I'm thinking. Thinking is hard. I was thinking that I would like to use my 5x7 plate, but also I'm too lazy to go and get my 5x7 plate. Let's try this under here and brayer on it. Well, maybe might not work so great with the wrinkled paper. Let's try it with unwrinkled paper and see how that happens. See, maybe you want to use these stamps, but you don't want to get paint on them. You could try this. You could try it with a bigger thing, maybe. If I was using the gel plate, it actually might be better. Alright, my paint's already drying. That's not working for me. It's not. So that didn't work. But you know, this is what we do. We try stuff and we see. Not everything I do is going to work all the time, right away, the first try. Feels like the first time. Let's see, sand again. This one seems to work pretty well for sanding on. They've got, it's not super stiff, but it's enough, and they're far enough apart that I get some decent stuff happening there. And of course, if you have stamps with numbers and letters, they don't really work to sand through because you know, they're backwards. And this one I don't think is deep enough to work. I'll try it on a magazine page or book page, one of those. We'll try it on this guy because he's got some solid stuff in the middle of him. See, yeah, also my sandpaper is too... Oh wait, I should have done it like the other lady did. I didn't. That didn't work. Let's try magazine that's thinner. Thinner magazine pages. Here we go. I was looking for one of my magazines. A lot of these dark type pictures. And let's say if you watch Kylie Koo, usually she just like tore pieces out of magazines first and then did stuff. Alright, we're gonna try a more coarse to see if it's any better. See, I'm getting nothing. Where's this one? Let's try this one. Not everything works every time. I mean, I'm getting the outline, which is interesting, but I'm not getting the detail, and that is just because this stamp has a lot of detail, but is not very deep. This one, on the other hand, has some good, has some high bits. You know what I mean? It's not a very big stamp though, so holding on to it could be a bit of a challenge. There we go. Well, I took too much off, but you can kind of see. And so you could then come back and use that as collage paper. This one's nice and deep too. Let's try that one on these chairs. Oh, let's try it with this. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I wonder what one this is. 120. So 220 might be too much. The 120 seems to work really nicely on the magazine. So you could come back in and ink that up a little bit. Yep. So I'm just putting a little bit of water on that, which probably should put the ink on first and then the water, but oh well. And then adding some color back into there, which is mostly just going to be picking up on where the sanded part is. and then you should be able to come back and wipe it with a tissue or a napkin or paper towel or whatever. And some of it might come back off, but some of it might not, especially if you waited long like I did. But see, this would still make a distressed piece of collage paper to use. Because you can't really tell what it is. So you could still use that in collage somewhere. This one, you could definitely use in some collage somewhere. And it's nice and distressed. You could keep the black, or you could take the black off, or whatever's on the... But you can't tell there were chairs there anymore. And you've used, you know, you're recycling and you're using grungy. So yeah. That is interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's try the pluses on this. Let's try the 120. Oh, the paint is harder to, you know, I have to work harder for this, but I like the effect. I'm really pressing hard with the 120. Let's try the, does it say what it is on the end? No. It's probably a, feels rougher than the 120. Let's, but not much more. I don't know. It doesn't work as good. I'll tell you that much right here. And the 220 works excellently. So I think you do need sort of more of a fine for a fine, whatchamacallit, for a lot of this. Ooh. And then if you get it wet, oh yeah, you take off all that dust you just got on there. You find more white spots. You come back in and do a little wash of green over that. Still some of the orange is showing. The green mostly sits in the places that have more sanding done on them. Yeah, you probably should like wipe off the sand, you know, the grit stuff before you go putting inks and paints and stuff on it. But you know me, why would I do something like that? So yeah, I like how it Mama gummied. Oh, I don't know where those pieces are. I have some. Oh, that's where they are. Ha! I found them. I've been wanting to smooth these ones out forever. And I just wasn't sure how, because when I dyed them wrinkled. This one's not bad. But then I couldn't ever get them as flat as I'd like. Oops. But I can rip them. Yeah, they're going to become backing for stuff, apparently. But, let's see, where'd it go? Just, that gets it good and grungy. Because there's some, I think there's some purple on the back of that one. So yeah, if I sand it, lightly sanding it, it's going to help it to flatten out more. Like, alright, so here's one, probably like 28 pound. And I ironed this. And I couldn't get it to get as flat as I like. If you don't want stuff on there, use clean sandpaper. I'm not bothered. Because, you know, grungy is my thing sometimes. But I've just never been able to get this as flat as I'd like to make it as even as pages or backing or whatever. So, trying this. Because I tried wrinkling it some more, I think, after it dried. I'm actually doing good pressure on this one because it was like a 28 pound or 32 pounds. I'm not sure which was heavier. And then I'm gonna crinkle it up some more. Try not to rip it like I did the other one. The other one was like maybe 24 pounds. I don't know if I got enough off. But I used the 120. Maybe the 220 is the secret. You think? I don't know. Probably just makes it thinner paper because it takes away some of the, hey, the AC's coming on. Takes away some of the paper itself, you know. Still pretty loud when I crumple it. Whoops, I just ripped it. Of course I did. Why would I not? I ripped it on the edge. Not surprising. So yeah, it's just hard to get flat, so I'm just going to flatten it with this. Not wrinkle it anymore and just try to get it flat how I want it. And distressed. Whoops, it's definitely distressed. I would say that it's definitely, I don't know, you got some sandpaper, go play with some sandpaper and just experiment and distress stuff. Let's see, can we even tell the difference between one and the other? Does one like lay flatter or fold better for a page in a journal? Who knows? They definitely feel different. These were, you know, started out same kind of paper. So this one's softer than this one. So, you know, depends what you're looking for. So if I don't crinkle it up more after this will at least get it flatter like I wanted it and make it softer. If I keep crinkling it, it'll get even softer and softer, but also will probably continue to rip and rip and rip. And if I want to use it as a page and want to keep this a little bit more stable, just don't sand all the way to the edge. And that way it's a little bit more firm, you know, a little more stability on the spine part. Look, it's like ironing it. It's ironing it better than ironing it did. See, that's fun. And say you wanted more color, you just come back in. Wait, let's do this one because it's wider. Let's see how it does. Should have done this before I sanded it. That's alright. It's kind of fun. Well, that was more of a green, wasn't it? I thought it was yellow, but I'm seeing green in there now. But that brought out some of that. Oh, and it goes through a little bit because where the page was weakened. Weak. I have the cover off my water. That's not smart. What do you do with all these? Oh, well, you can use them in collage. You can use them as pages. How much time do we have? Can we do a little collage? Yeah, maybe a little bit. So I got this page from the end of a book that's pretty distressed on its own. So just take a piece of this that's distressed. Ooh, we like dark blue with it. Which also has a little bit of similar. This is a lot. Let's just break that up. Glue. If you want me to have glue available at the ready, why would I do that? That has a little more aging. Well, I don't know. Probably both do. So you can use it as collage to make like a master board, tags, journal cards, pockets, pages and journals. You could use them as a page. Like that one I might even, you know, be happy using it as a page in the journal. Or to edge a page in a journal. You don't have to match, you know. Because we can always come back in later and do some distressing or do a layer of gesso or whatever, so like that doesn't match at all. You know what? Doing it anyway. I mean, you could do red and pink together. It's allowed. But that red and that pink, they don't really work super great together. Just saying. I'm aware of what's happening with that with that. And I'm okay with it because you never know. I want you guys to not be afraid to do weird things like this. Like, maybe it doesn't make sense, but maybe it will in the end. Who knows? Yeah, let's put that there, I guess. Before I get collage over here, I can use it as my glue page. Going over and over and over pages. That's okay too. Oh yeah, someone, when I was at the when I was visiting the art retreat yesterday, one of the gals, oh shoot, I can't remember her name, but she had like some dark burgundies with some lime green, and I love that combination. So hence the bright green with the colors to the dark, the violet. What is it? Quinacridone violet is what I was using here. And I like the more random rips I have, the happier I am too. Just kind of like that. It's the thing I'm liking right now. For distressed. I mean, you know, sometimes I do my, oh, let's do some nice pretty edges and whatnot, but I know some of you are nervous looking at this. It's okay. Let's do a little bit of this. Why not? Go the right way with your glue, lady. And magazines are fairly thin, so they don't add a lot of bulk. If you're looking for some collage that does not add a ton of bulk, magazine pages are a good way to go. Plus, recycling. This is one of my favorites. I've already got 2 pieces in there. Oh well. Let's do a third. Why not? Then I'm going to cut it down and we'll see if we still hate it or what we can do to make it work. And we will be far over an hour at that point, but that's okay. It's the weekend, so it won't be the end of the world. Just kind of stick that in there. Fill that place. More of the dark blue. That was not as effective as I was hoping for where I was wanting to put that, but that's alright. Oh my goodness, I was doing some collaging upstairs the other day, and we'll go over the way. My glue was sitting next to me, and my glue got very, very soft. Very, very soft. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's alright, we'll use some of this. Stick that right there. Any other places we need to just cover something up? Go to the edge there a little bit. Down here at the bottom. And a little piece right there. Is that little enough? That's little enough. Alright. Let's cut this up real quick. I probably should let it dry a little bit first. No, I'm too impatient for that. It is like a crazy quilt, isn't it? Sorry, Carrie. I know it's a disaster here today. I think of you when I'm making a mess and I'm like, oh, that would stress him out so much. But I know you love me just the same. And I love you too. I love all of you. Don't worry, I love you all. I got to meet, oh, Tamri, hi. I was so glad to meet you yesterday, and all the other gals that are new subbies. I appreciate that so much. Okay, so yeah, I had lunch with Mariah from TM Artist Studio yesterday, and that was fun. We talked about all y'all. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we had a good lunch, and then I got to go back and hang out in the room where everybody was arting and doing their thing, and I was walking around and seeing what everybody was doing, and it was just loads of fun. Alright, see, the problem here is I don't have, let's see, let's do 3 inches, and then we'll cut off that weird, we'll have like a tall tag. See, this end page from this book was a little bit on the thick side, so this is perfect for tags. Let's see. Let's do this about 5 inches, which will give us a very tall thin tag. And then these are about 7 inches. So let's do 2 3/4. And then go this way. I'm turning it because it's a little under 2 1/2. Would be close. Alright, so now we've got some journal cards and tags or whatever, pockets, whatever, and see, that's fun. I'm sorry, but and then you don't have to put a focal point, but if you did, it would help to connect those pieces. Or if it was a lot for you, you just put a piece of book page on there or something, piece of graph paper, something like that, and that kind of breaks it up. So like kind of like that. And oh, do I want to ink it? I kind of do. With lime? Yep, okay. We're inking it with the lime. Lime. Close enough. Just gonna ink that little bit of graphy type paper. I'm just going to put a couple folds in there and ink those up a little bit too, because why not? I know, I was going for like more of a solid, and I was like, nope, changed my mind. Totes changed my mind. Do I know what's going on top of that? No. Might find a flower. Which way did I have it? I think I like it this way. There. Now I don't have everything connecting in the middle. I like that. So yeah, if it's a lot, cover something you don't like. Or whatever. What if we just go ahead and take some funky little mushrooms and stick them in the middle and let the rest of it be shine bright like a diamond. I'm thinking even, oh, of course all my inks are all over the place. Mermaid Lagoon is probably close to what's up there. Let's, ooh, craft a lunch, 2-in-1 video. Woohoo! Alright, just going to put that down like that. Just set it down there, try not to smush it too much. Make sure it's got, oh, there we go. That's fun, I like that. Do I want to make it a tag? I could make it a tag. I could totally make it a tag. If I knew where there were scissors, I could totally make it a tag. Did we look at the rest of them? We didn't look at them all, did we? We put down random crazy papers. The nice, fun, crazy, random distress papers. And then we never, I'm just going to ink the outside edge with the same ink that I used on the mushrooms. And I know the mushrooms probably seem small. I'm going to do a little bit of inking down here too. And just where some of the, there we go, maybe a little bit around there. Why not? Glue that down in a minute. I think that's kind of cool. It's like they have this weird window looking into the forest where you can see the mushrooms. Might be a set. I got more mushrooms. I could make this a little set, couldn't I? Alright, so yeah, this paper, I might cut that off. I kind of regretting using all the magazine papers did fine together. Like, even though they're all different colors and patterns and craziness, I think they did fine together. But I used a lot of, like, I used the violet and the blue, probably the similar colors. Was that all of them? Seemed like there was more. I guess that's all of them. No, there should be more than that one piece, right? Oh, I guess it was under there. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the prerogative of cutting that piece off, because we'll just stick with the magazine pieces, because we can, if that's what we want to do. So, do I have more of that? Not really. I'd have to print that out, which I can, or I could use different graph paper, or even a little bit of music paper. Of course, the mushrooms won't show as much. I think I'll find some other graph paper, maybe. Actually, I don't hate that there, because it's got like a reddy brown kind of color in the middle. I don't like where these two need to be connected. That's my thing with that. And what color do I want? I want to edge it, but I think if they're going to be a set, then I probably want to edge it with the, there it is, Mermaid Lagoon that I just had. I think that's the one I used earlier, but where's the one that I actually used for this? I don't know. It's a little on the wet side. Can you tell? Might be fine. Alright, I know, we're going way over. This is gonna probably take forever to upload. Also, might want to take these ripped bits there and add a little bit of color to them. And are we making this one a tag as well, or maybe a tall journal card? And what I'll do is, I'll still use a mushroom, but I'll do it on tissue paper and put a mushroom on there on tissue paper. Probably do some, whatchamacallit. When I'm done with them, I'll put them up in a community post so you can see them. Alright, that is all the fun we have for today. I hope you guys have a delightful day. And you'll see me in the next video. Love you.